Medium detail level. After you've become proficient with the low detail level, medium is your next step. The medium level gives you full player stats, as well as serve and pass ratings, opponent stats, shot charts, and heat maps. Medium is the default level. With medium, you now need to select a player for certain ball contacts. You never need to worry about selecting players for the opponent. But for every first and third ball contact on your side of the net, you must select a player. When you tap for one of these contacts, the 6 players currently on the court will be shown in a small menu anchored to the court location where you tapped. Let's see what that looks like. We serve, opponent pass, set, hit. Hits to our left back area, where McKenna, our libero, who's highlighted in green because she's the libero, contacts the ball. This is the player menu, and we would just tap McKenna for the contact. Now, if the ball hits the court and you want to attribute the missed down ball to a particular player, long press on the player and then select down. This would typically be used if the player let the ball hit the court on serve receive or defense. Let's see what that looks like. Let's end this rally. Opponent serves the ball. We pass, and this time McKenna, the libero, makes an error on serve receive and lets the ball hit the court. Long press and then tap down. For block contacts, you'll only be asked to select a player if the block resulted in a point. In this case, you can choose single, double, or even triple block. Let's see what that looks like. They serve. We pass, set, hit. They dig the ball, set, hit into our block. Block goes down for a point, and now we can select who is responsible for the block. So we don't need to select it for every ball contact, only ones ending in a point. And we can select a single, double, or even triple block. For any ball contact where you're not prompted for a player, you can force the player menu to appear by doing a quick swipe rather than a tap. This would typically be used in a setter-out situation where someone other than your setter sets the second ball. Let's see what that looks like. So opponent, pass, set, hit, libero digs it. Now normally we would not have to select the setter. It will automatically go to our back row setter. The attempt or assist will. But let's say it's a setter-out situation, someone else sets the ball. So we just do a quick swipe, and now the player menu comes up, and we can pick the person who actually made the set contact. In this case, let's say our middle Ivana. On a third ball contact, if the player was strictly keeping the ball in play rather than attacking the ball, you can select free first before selecting the player. The default will always be attack. That looks like this. Ball goes outside. Sarah, instead of hitting, is just going to keep the ball in play, and we go free ball, Sarah. Now this will make digs and so forth be attributed correctly. Pass ratings will automatically be recorded based on the location and tempo of the pass, and then serve ratings will be automatically recorded based on the pass rating. With the medium level, the most important thing is getting the tap locations correct and as close as possible to the time of the actual contact. Don't worry too much about always getting the player perfect. You can edit the player attributed to the contact later if necessary. If you get lost during a fast-paced rally, particularly with the ball ricocheting around the net, don't panic. Just tap where the ball goes and don't worry too much about the player. These contacts don't typically affect your core box score stats. As long as you get the correct player on serve receive, defense, and attacks, you'll be just fine. And you can always make edits later if needed. It can also be very helpful to use a spotter. In fact, this is the official NCAA recommendation. With Rally Flow, one person would tap in the location while the spotter calls out the name or number of the player making the ball contact. Using a spotter can make it significantly faster for medium or higher detail levels. But if you don't have a spotter, you can spot for yourself by saying the player name or number either out loud or in your head as you look down to the device to tap the entry. This can be surprisingly helpful in locating the player faster. The players in the menu can be shown using either their first name, last name, jersey number, or photo. Choose the option you prefer in Settings under Player Grid, Display. We've already seen what first name looks like. Let's see what jersey number looks like. Let's put the ball back onto our side of the court. And that's what the same player menu looks like, except with jersey numbers. There's also the option to use photos. Let's see what that looks like. Make sure to try all three of them and see which one is fastest for you. It'll be different for every statistician. The order of the players in the menu can be customized using the ordering option under settings. Seen here. If you're displaying players by name or number, they can be sorted in ascending order. This has the advantage of always leaving the players in a fixed order, which you might begin to memorize over time. The disadvantage is that the order is not in any way related to the player's location on the court. Alternatively, the players can be displayed in their rotation order, meaning where they're located at the start of the rally. This means the order will be consistent during a rally, but will change with each side out. Players will likely be close to where they actually are on court at the start of the rally, but then they won't be as they shift locations once the rally starts. The final option is Smart Locations. Smart Locations attempts to always place the player where they physically are on the court during the rally. For example, the outside hitter in left front, the libero in left back, etc. If you turn on the Use Machine Learning option, Smart Locations will actually try to learn your player positions over the course of the match. The accuracy can get very high over time. Now this works best if you use pre-created lineups. We recommend leaving Smart Locations turned on. We encourage you to try all the different sort options and see which is fastest for you. The ability to quickly find a player in the player menu is the single most important thing to being able to stat live matches, particularly high-level, fast-paced matches.